Namaste. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're keeping well, and I hope you're shining bright as the stars that you are on your own stage. Today's video is on flow state. Some people call this being in the pocket. Some people call this being in flow or in the flow. There's many different names for this. Divine flow state, in the flow, in the notch. Okay, how do you know when you're in flow state? Well, you'll know for many, many reasons, and you'll be given many validations and confirmations as well. The first thing that you'll be given is angel numbers. When you're in flow state, you will see 1111, 1212, 2222, 2323, which is also 1111. You'll see double digits and mirrored numbers all over the place. You will, I mean, it's the craziest thing. You couldn't even make this up. It couldn't be coincidence. When you're in flow state, this is beyond coincidence. If you believe that coincidence even exists, which I don't anymore. When you're in flow state, synchronistical events will just align in your life with no effort. Things will just fall into place. Things will happen. People will just call you out of the blue just as you are thinking about that person. You might be praying about somebody. You might be sending somebody love, meditating, sending somebody love, or sending somebody healing, and they call you. Or it's a perfect example. I was just about to make this video on flow state, and I've been in the flow state almost permanently now for the last few months, maybe even the last year. Of course, the health problems have gotten in the way here and there, to say the least, but I've still managed to stay in this divine flow state. Now, I was literally just about to press record for this video, and I always send out a prayer just before every video of, let this, whatever this video is going to be, because I never know, right? I get like a download and then I press record, and then whatever happens from that point is just the video, right? It's live. Now, just before I was going to press record, and I was just literally about to press record, I kind of muttered to my higher self. I said, please let this video and let anybody who needs this video be attracted to this video, and let anybody who I can possibly help today get in contact with me whilst I'm having a relatively good day. I did have a flare this morning. I had a huge flare this morning, but it's just died down. I'm having one of these golden hours where it's eased off enough for me to make a video. And literally as I'm about to press record, just as I'm going to press the button, phone rings. I'd forgotten to put my phone on silent. The phone rang, and it was somebody who I didn't even know, somebody who I'd never met before. And just in the conversation, as I was explaining what CRPS was, and I was explaining about this channel, she said, oh, well, I've got MS. I said, you're kidding me? I said, MS is literally in the same family as CRPS. I said, So I gave her the name of this channel. I mean, literally, you can't make this stuff up. MS and ME and fibromyalgia are very closely linked in the same family, you could call it, as CRPS. And the MS and CRPS affect your body in very similar ways, and they're both progressive. So so many similarities. And I said to her, you're the third person that I've spoken to in as many weeks who has got MS. Those kind of things happen when you're in the flow state. When you're in the flow state, things will just seemingly, coincidences will, or as I call them, synchronicities, will happen that you can't even make up. You'll be just thinking about somebody and you'll walk around the corner, if you can walk, and you'll bump straight into them. You also, when you're in flow state, you can become very empathetic, very, even psychic abilities can be enhanced. Telepathy can be enhanced. Claircognizance, clairsentience, clairvoyance. When you're in flow state, many of these latent abilities will come back online. Flow state is not something that you strive for. Flow state is something that you sink into. When you go surfing, right? I've never been surfing, but for any of you who have been surfing, when you go out on that board, those incredibly powerful waves are barreling towards you. Right? Now, the idea of surfing is that you don't try and fight the wave, you don't try and battle the wave. That would be futile. What you do is you use the power of the wave, and you use your technique to, I've spoken to surfers before, and some of the best surfers that I've spoken to have said, you need to be in the flow. You need to be in that flow. Some days you're just in that flow and you just catch that wave or those waves at exactly the right time. And that's what it's all about. Life will throw you waves, and some of them are tidal waves. Some of them are tsunamis. And if we don't get good at surfing these waves, at going with that flow, going into the flow state, instead of trying to do things, that's the intellect. Instead, sinking into it, going with that flow, deliberately taking that wave, and instead of letting the wave crush you and drown you, destroy you in life, surfing that wave. Surfing the wave, and there are riptides all over the place. Energetic riptides. They're all over the place. This is part of the game that we're playing in this physical life. It's a challenge. We didn't come here for a walk in the park. We came here for a real challenge. And some of us have asked for a real challenge. Many of us in this lifetime just said, throw the works at us, and we're still going to keep on shining. We're still going to keep on shining like the star that we are. Flow state is something that you don't try to get into the flow state. You just seem to find yourself in the flow state. On the days that I try and get into flow state, it just doesn't happen. That doesn't seem to be it. It's not something that you try to do. It's something that you allow to happen. I believe that And I've been shown that our natural state is flow states, and that it's the human ego, the human intellect, that gets in the way and overthinks and tries too hard and dissects everything and breaks everything down and overcomplicates things, puts things into boxes. It's the human intellect, it's the ego self, the small self of the human mind that does this and that sabotages flow state. The ego doesn't like to be in flow state because it feels like it's out of its depth. It feels like it's out of control. And it is. It is. When you're in flow state, your higher self is working through you. When you're in flow state, your spirit guides are being listened to on a subconscious level. When you are in flow state, the angels are singing all around you. When you're in flow state, tasks that would usually be difficult or even laborious become magical. When you're in flow state, you don't need to try, you just do. When you're in flow state, you're not sinking, you're surfing those waves, those catalytic waves that are barreling towards you. You are surfing them like the pro that you are. This is just a short video because it's really hurting to hold this phone up. I need to take a break. Okay, I hope this helps. You just know, when you're in flow state, you know. And there's nothing more beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful. Because when you are in flow state, the divine flow literally is surfing the waves of divine energy. And that divine energy is neutral. Okay, so there's ways of, this reality is far more malleable, far more elastic, far more plastic, far more malleable than we know. And I've been shown that it won't be that long before all of us, like the ones of us who are channeling, it's going to be very, very soon when we're all channeling all the time. In many ways, we are channeling all the time. But it's going to be a good time, and we're not far off. A couple of generations, maybe, and we're seeing lots of big changes already. Humanity are heading in the right direction, and it doesn't always seem like that. It doesn't always feel like that. And when things start falling apart, when there's pandemics and when systems are collapsing, your human self just wants to panic. There's nothing to panic about. Everything that's happening is all going to divine plan. Everything that is happening in the world right now and everything that has happened was all supposed to happen to get us to this point. Okay, I wish you a divine flow filled day and week. And as always, one love. Namaste.